Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Married to Kaiju, and today we're going to do another little collection update video. I got some really cool things from Kaiju Live, and I also got a early birthday present from my parents, so I'm going to be showing some of those things off. First and foremost, and we're going to get right into it, is the part of the birthday present that I got from my parents. It's the Universal Studios Japan popcorn bucket holder thingy. So just like here in the States, in Japan there's a Universal Studios, and there's a new like Shin Godzilla vs. Evangelion ride or experience type thing, and if you went there you could buy these. And what's cool about them is right here is where your popcorn bucket would go. So you just open the head and put the popcorn bucket in, and you can eat right out of it. And it also does come with a lanyard of sorts where you can hook it up and then just put it around your neck. But it was kind of getting in my way, so I took the lanyard off. And what's cool about this one is there's a little switch down here at the bottom, and if you switch it, you open the mouth, the lights come on in the eyes. It's very cool. And it's actually activated once you open the mouth. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. Alright, next is the companion piece to that. It is the Mechagodzilla head that also is a Universal Japan exclusive. It's very cool. This one does have a little bit of articulation. You just open its mouth like that. I think it looks amazing. I didn't buy them for the fact that they're popcorn holders. I just think that they are amazing pieces for your collection. Great centerpieces. You could put them right up on the top shelf and display around them, and I think it's amazing. It's a really great detail and everything. And again, just like the Ava Unit 1, the head opens up, you put your popcorn in there. I was making a joke to Melissa that you could tell the size difference. I mean, this is probably for like a large popcorn or something in Japan, and I don't even think it would fit a large drink here in the States. I told her we should wear it next year at G-Fest. She could have one and I would have one, and that when we went to the Pickwick to see the Godzilla movies, we could each have one. She turned me down. I don't blame her. But those are very cool. Like I said, great additions to a collection. Very detailed. I like the colors. It's unique. Obviously, they're in the scheme of Ava Unit 1. And like I said, very good centerpieces for your collection. The next couple things are... So, growing up here in the States, most of you are probably familiar with the Trendmasters, a company that created or that made the Godzilla toys in the 90s. That's where a lot of us got our start with collecting and playing with Godzilla figures, like when I was a kid, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. That's the only real thing we had access to, unless maybe you knew somebody at a comic book store or something like that. But these were pretty easily accessible at Walmart and Toys R Us. There was also KB Toys back in the day, and you could even get them at like Sears and J.C. Penney, because they had small toy sections, but they had toy sections. So Trendmasters is what I grew up on, and for obvious like nostalgia reasons and just a soft spot in my heart, I'm trying to complete my Trendmasters collection. I did at one point have almost everything when I was a kid, but as most kids do, you play with them, you take them in the water at the beach, or play with them in the dirt and the sand and whatever, and they get ruined. So I'm slowly trying to replace them all, brand new in packaging. And I was lucky enough, I found some guy on Facebook. His name is Jim, really nice guy. I don't want to reveal too much else, but he actually lives very close to me. So I messaged him and asked. I saw that he was selling some Trendmaster stuff, and messaged him and asked if he wanted to meet up, and then I would take a look, and I ended up buying a few items from him. So, without further ado, let me show these bad boys off. First is the bendable Mothra. Let's see if this wants to stand. Nope. Well, there you go. So the Trendmasters line had a bunch of different figures, different kaiju that you could get. You know, there was Mechagodzilla and Godzilla and Rodan, Ghidra, Mogera, eventually Space Godzilla, a bunch. But they had different lines. They had like a wind-up figures where you literally cranked this little thing and they would walk. And then you had the hatchling figures, and you had the bendables, and just the regular action figures without light and sound. And then you had some with light and sound. So they had pretty, vast array of different figures and lines and scales, and it was pretty cool. This is the bendable line. This was actually the only one out of the King of the Monsters line that I needed. I have all the other ones, so Jim was nice enough to just sell me that. Next, this is a different line, kind of what I was talking about. This is just the Mechagodzilla action figure. So this one is no lights, no sound, no anything like that. It's just strictly the figure. In them, they do have the articulation. The arms do go up, the legs. Sometimes the heads will move. But other than that, that was pretty much it. They were, just like your basic toys. I actually think that the detail and the design on them are really good. They're not exactly 100% movie accurate per se. In some cases, the colors are a little bit different, or maybe like they took minor liberties with like the designs. Rodan probably being the most notable one that doesn't really look like any other Rodan we've ever gotten. But overall, I love them. I think they're great. Like I said, I'm just trying to slowly but surely finish the line, or all the different lines. I thought I had, prior to moving in to our house, I had a lot of the stuff in storage. So I had a vague idea, a pretty good idea of what I had, but I wasn't 100% sure, just because, it didn't have the room, and so we had to have a lot of stuff in storage. But when we bought this house, I turned the basement into kind of like my man cave, which I will do a tour coming up. I want to rearrange some things and clean it up a little bit, but now that I have everything out, I can actually see what I have and what I don't have and what I needed to finish. So that's kind of my game plan for the next year or so, is to finish up with the Trendmasters. Next is King Ghidorah, the action figure. That's what it says on the box. This is just like Mechagodzilla in the sense that there are no lights, there are no sounds. There's not a red button on the stomach or the chest that you can push and it'll, cackle and glow and things like that. It is still really cool. King Ghidorah is my favorite Godzilla villain, or favorite Godzilla monster besides Godzilla himself. So when I saw Jim had that and I didn't have it, I absolutely had to get it. I love it. Like I said, I remember playing with these things when I was a kid. We belonged to like this little beach club. I know High Roller right now. Just kidding. It's a fun family place, but it's not like a country club or anything. But we would go there and as kids, and me and my buddies would play with them in the sand and swim with them, and it just ruined them. The batteries would maybe last a week until we got to the beach or took them outside in the mud. And we used to have a creek that ran through our backyard, so we were down there playing with them, and they got ruined very, very quickly. So it's nice to replace them. But I really do think that Trendmasters, for what they were, I mean, there is still a price tag on this Mothra from Walmart, $3.46. I mean, you can't beat it, for just a few bucks back in the day. I mean, now these are a lot more expensive, but for back in the day, for just a few bucks, who cares if they got ruined? Next is Mecha King Ghidorah. Just like the Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla, this is also the one that does not have lights, does not have sound. It's it's very similar mold. The heads are the same, obviously. It looks like the tail is pretty much the same except for the mechanical parts at the end. But yeah, I love it. It's awesome. Trendmasters was a huge staple of my childhood, so to be able to slowly get these things and replace them, it's great. I feel real fortunate because I know that the prices are going up really crazy for these figures. I wish that I would have taken completing this line more seriously, maybe 5-6 years ago, even 10 years ago, when I saw some things that I passed up that I really wish I didn't pass up. But that's the nature of collecting, right, guys? So, alright, that'll do it for the Trendmaster stuff. There is one more figure that I want to show everybody. This is from, and Jim, if you're watching, I don't think you subscribe, but if you do one day, Jim, thank you so much. Like I said, I don't want to reveal too much because it's not my business to talk about people's last names or anything like that, but thank you, Jim. It's amazing. Look forward to doing business with you again. And to my parents, thank you for those. That's awesome. I've seen these. One of the things I promised that I would talk about that I don't see too many other places always talk about, unless it's pretty common knowledge what things go for. But I did say that I would talk about price. So I've seen these go for $150 to $200 individually. So $300 or $300 to $400 for both. Search around. I did not pay that, or I should say my parents did not pay that because they bought that for me for my birthday. There's a lot of different resources out there. There's HobbyLink, and there's eBay, and there's BBid or something like that, the B one. Search around. Don't always just take someone's first estimate or first suggestion of what you should pay as gospel, because there's a lot of different avenues out there. And sometimes, I'll tell you what, usually I would say 8 out of 10 times when I wait, I can find it in a better deal. So that's my advice. Last but certainly not least, in fact it's last but definitely most because of the size of this thing, is an auction that I won from Kaiju Live. I know I've been singing their praises for a few videos now, but it's hard not to when they just have so much awesome stuff, and it's hard to pass up. But here is the super premium Bandai Gamera, and I absolutely love this figure. There are 3 super premiums. There is the regular charcoal gray Godzilla, there is the orange and yellow Meltdown Godzilla, and then there's this Gamera. I would say that those 3 were in my holy grail of figures for a long time. I see them every year at G-Fest. Not always necessarily this Gamera, but for sure the Godzillas. I see them at Godzilla or G-Fest. I've seen them on eBay and stuff. It's not that I couldn't buy them. It's just that the price, again, the price, is so outrageous for some of these figures. And I get it, they're rare. They're huge, number one, and number two, they're rare. I mean, these things aren't being made anymore. And so I feel fortunate to get it, and to get it for the price that I got it. Check out Kaiju Live, guys. I mean, truly and honestly, they start their bids low. Obviously, if a bunch of people want the thing, yes, it is going to go high in price, but you never know. I mean, I get deals from there literally on a weekly basis. I actually think I need to cool it on watching it because I'm spending so much, even though it's addicting. And you don't have to bid when you go there. You can just chat in the group chat and have fun with people and look at some of the things they have, like this bad guy. I absolutely love it. Like I said, it was one of my grails. It was probably, I would say, top 5 of grail for me. Maybe even you could say top 3. Number 1 and number 2 being the super premium Godzillas, which I acquired those. I acquired one of them. I got the charcoal gray one last year, coincidentally from Kaiju Live again. This is just a big plug to them, I guess, isn't it? But yeah, no, I love this figure. I think it's amazing. It's so big. It's an amazing centerpiece to a collection. If you have a bunch of shelves, or maybe you just want to do one big shelf just to Gamera, have this guy right up on top, right in the middle, and you could put things around it, and I mean, it dwarfs everything except for maybe a gigantic X Plus figure. That's the only thing that'll really come close to it, or the other super premiums. So yeah, it's a great eye-catching piece. People are going to notice it right away. They're going to gravitate towards it and be like, holy cow. Turtle soup for days with this guy. So yeah, that is the little, and I say little just because it's only 7 items, but it's not really little because there are some big, amazing items in this collection update video. Again, thank you to Kaiju Live, to my parents, to Jim. Everything is so great. I love it. If you guys want to see it closer or want me to post pictures of them on the Married to Kaiju Facebook group, I absolutely will. Just let me know. Check us out on Facebook. We do have a Facebook group. It is just Married, the number 2 Kaiju. Post your collection photos, ask questions and to other members, and just have fun. No politics, none of that. It's Godzilla, it's Kaiju, it's Tokusatsu, it's all fun. Give us a like, give us a subscribe on YouTube, and leave us a comment, man. Let us know what you think, what we can do better, what we can do, what we're doing good, what we can improve upon. I'm thick-skinned. I'm not going to take it personal. I will say this: this format is going to kind of change. I'm going to do some rearranging. I'm going to move some stuff in the background. As you see, the Mothra 3 stand isn't by me anymore. I need to flesh this basement out a little bit more so that way I can display everything properly. And so the format will kind of be like this for probably the next few videos, but eventually it is going to change. It's going to be a little bit smoother. I'm trying to learn. I don't know anything. I am very ignorant when it comes to video editing and things like that. I know nothing about it. I'm trying to learn to make these videos better and to make them pop and to find a way to, record better and get, better views of these figures and things like that, sound, picture, all of it. It's a work in progress. Give me time, because I don't know it, and I'm a busy guy. So, hope you guys liked the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you guys on the comment section and on our Facebook group. Again, give us a like on Facebook, and comment, and most importantly, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Take care.